Do you want to know which type of dependency injection is the best for your project? Be with me till the end of this video to be familiar with the different types of dependency injection, and we will compare them together in this video. And at the end, you can make decision which one is the best for your project. Hey guys, and welcome back to a new video. I'm Mohsen, and here in this channel, I'm going to show you the best ways and the easiest ways to make Android applications. Let's get started. For those who haven't watched the previous videos of this playlist, I'm going to shortly explain what's the meaning of dependency injection. Consider you have a house, and inside this house you have some stuff like a television, and this television needs power to work. So if you compare the house with your application, there are some objects, classes inside your application, and maybe some of these classes, just like the television, needs something like power to work. For example, we can have a view model, and we can have a repository, and this view model needs that repository to work. So if we are providing that repository for this view model, that means that we injected the dependency into that view model. We have different types of dependency injection. But first, let's check why it's good to use the dependency injection. First of all, it makes your codes cleaner and tidier. No more messy wiring by each appliance. So the television should not go and bring power to itself. And testing the application will be very, very easy. And also, changes are less painful. Later, consider you have a client and they want you to make an application for them, and after like a couple of months they are calling you, hey, I'm going to give you that much money, and I need that feature to be added to my application. So do you think it's a good idea to start creating the application from the scratch, or add that feature to the application? If you want to add a feature to your application, it's better to use dependency injection. So later you can make the application expanded and updated. And basically, DI makes your code more professional. Okay, we have three main methods to implement DI on our applications. The manual DI, the hands-on, quick, and dirty approach. Why? Because you should provide all of the dependencies by hand by writing code by yourself to the classes that needs them. Hilt, which is Google's friendly helper, and Koin, the lightweight SPD power. The first method, which was the manual dependency injection, is like this. Consider you have API service, and inside it you have like a network or something like that, and this view model needs that one to work. If you are creating a variable like this inside the constructor of this view model, or here in the body of them, and give it to this view model to work, simply you implemented dependency injection on your application, but the manual approach. When is useful? For super small projects, just as you saw, you have one network call and one view model, and you can implement this and use it. But if you just can't be bothered learning dependency injection framework, is good for you. If you can do a bit effort and learn dependency injection, I don't recommend this way. Why might it not be so great? So when your project gets big, it turns into a messy spaghetti code monster. Everything tangled up. And managing dependencies becomes super difficult because you should remember everything in your memory. And consider after 6 months you are going back to your application. Do you think that you will remember everything? Even by writing a lots of comments in your application, it's hard to find out what was the codes and why you wrote this code here. The second method is Hilt, Google's Dagger body. It's officially supported by Google, and it's, let's say, lightweight version of Dagger 2. It uses some annotations just like this. You need an application class, and in the main activity you need to use this annotation, and later by inject annotation you can use the like objects and classes that the main class is depend on them. Okay, let's see why is Hilt awesome. You write a small amount of code and you can implement it so fast on your application, and Google is behind this approach and makes it reliable. It catches errors at the compile time, and later when you are using the application you will not face errors. And it's great for medium to large size projects. And why would there be a slight pain? So first of all, you still need to know a little bit about the Dagger stuff, and your application build time will be a tiny bit longer in comparison to the other two methods. And the third way is Koin, my favorite method. It's lightweight and speedy. You need a file or a class, call it module, which is the core of the dependency injection. Inside it, you need to introduce the thing that you want to inject it and the view model, and this single is about like the life of this object. And later by using this get, this API service automatically will be given to this view model. Then you need the application class. You will override the function on create inside it. Then you need this start Koin block. It needs a context, and you should introduce this module or the modules if you have multiple of them inside this, and it works like a charm. Why is Koin good? It is super easy to set up and use, very little code to write, and faster build time because it doesn't need annotation processing. And it's great for small to medium projects, and that's it. And because it uses reflection, you may have some problems later, but overall performance is acceptable and good. It doesn't check dependencies at compile time, so later after the application is created and you are using it, maybe you will face some errors. So this is the only problem that you will face during using Koin. And here I provided a sheet to compare these three methods. The method manual, Hilt, and Koin. Setup simplicity, high, medium, very high, code, high, low, very low, learning curve, low, medium, very low, build speed, very fast, slightly slower and fast, error checking during runtime only, at the compile time and runtime only for the Koin as well. Best for very small projects, most projects medium to large, and small to medium projects. So as the conclusion, if you are just starting coding or your project is tiny, the best choice for you is manual dependency injection. But remember, if later you want to expand the codes or add some features to your applications, it will be hard to manage the dependencies. If you want a powerful, reliable, standard method, which is backed by Google, go with Hilt. No matter the size of project is big or small, you can implement Hilt and enjoy it. The implementation needs a bit effort, but later it will be smooth and you can use it in all of the project that you have. And if you want to have dependency injection but simple and slight and low weight, use Koin. Koin is good for small to medium projects and will provide most of the features that Hilt has, and it's easy to implement on your projects. And that was whatever I wanted to tell you in this video and about this topic. Remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'm trying to build some like practical applications using different types of dependency injection in the future and publish them in the channel. So don't miss them. Have a good time. Happy coding. See you.